Welcome to the last boss video ever on the channel. That's update 48, that is. Haha, did I get anyone for a second there? Yes, you only have 2 days left, my sneaky friend. So with the standard amount of cash with double cash mode, we can only afford a Dark Monkey, Geraldo, and the wonderful rare Quincy action figure, which will sell up in time when it comes to its sell value as each round progresses. And we're on one of the easiest maps in the game, Scrapyard, RIP Balloon Chipper. While this might be one of the easiest maps in a game in a standard scenario, if you want to build up a very big Monkeyopolis, this is one of those maps which is not that favorable. You can probably put like 6 together at the very most, unless you do some ultra boost shenanigans. But we have to make this defense hold. A bog standard 3 Dark Monkey with nothing else, and also Geraldo as well. Yes, you always want to build yourself a finance. A high finance, you might say. And with high finances, you'll be able to build yourself so many things. Stuff that is as high as skyscrapers. And then have more sell value as well, like skyscrapers. Anyway, here comes everybody's favorite balloon of all time, the yellow balloon. I feel like with the low amount of damage that we have at the moment, any regrows are going to be a potential threat for us, because we only do 1 damage at a time, and obviously the regrow balloons do love to regrow their layers if you do not do damage to them after you have only tickled them rather than completely popped them outright. Greater production, please. Yeah, here we go. Here's the regrow round in question. So we're now going to try and pair as many of these together, but I think I've left it a little bit too late on that regard. Some of them are popped. Not all of them are popped. I think 4 spikes were consumed there. Another regrow round here. How are we going to deal with this one? I've already dealt with a majority of the regrows, and the other... I'll say the other regrow was dealt with, but alas, it was not. Black balloons, hopefully they're a bit easier to deal with, but again, we're just not doing a lot of damage, but at the same time, we need to maximize our finances because it's a boss event. I think I'm going to have to go up to crossbow to have some additional firepower, because there's no way I'm going to be able to hold off all of these pink balloons and yellow balloons. Especially the yellow balloons. We have 2 marketplaces now, which I think is going to be prime time for starting to think about selling these 2 and then getting ourselves a BRF. But do we have the money in order to pull this off? That is the question. So both of these put together will be about 14k. Yeah, I think we're good. We're golden, so let's do it. So rather than just going for more farms, let's broaden our options when it comes to being able to get ourselves some money. We need a lead counter at some point for around 20a. But also, let's just generate some additional money using rubber to gold, because of its hugely enhanced fire rate in update 48. 100 per time. Lovely. We've got this cleansing foam over here, which you will be an overclock at some point. Actually, I'll put you slightly further right to the alchemist so that hopefully the lead balloons don't get to the foam. Lovely monies. Hopefully we can decamo some of these so that the alchemist can use his attacks on it, specifically the rubber to gold. Get even more moolah. Yeah, rather than pursuing another farm, it's always better to get an overclock for your BRF so that you can increase its output by about 2/3 or just under. I've forgotten the exact percentages on how much an overclock produces for a targeted tower. I know somebody's told me in the comment sections on another video when I posed the same question. I don't even know why I did not share that earlier, but alas. White camos can benefit from the rubber to gold. Rubber to gold, please. Please ensure that you can actually pop the lead balloons before they get to the foam. And once again, I have completely lost track because I am just producing the monies. I could just about squeeze another farm up here, but it is looking very, very tight. And we can get ourselves a farmer up here, which is needed. But you're going to serve another purpose later on. XXXL blue, sorry, XXXL trap gathering. I suppose the mistake wasn't completely invalid, since it is, after all, a means of gathering huge balloons in the form of blimps. Well, I've got our full auto rifle friend here. You will eventually go up to be elite defender in order to take off the Phase 1 elite Bloonarius. And here it is very quickly. You are stopping any balloons from getting down to the rubber to gold, which, you know what, I'm probably just gonna fix that right now by putting some up here. Yeah, just stick with larger potions. You don't need anything else really with that, and that should be good. Right, let's do that. Let's put the fertilizer on the overclocked farm over here, because I think that is the best one. Oh, I've got some farms up and running, which is very, very nice here. Let's put down another farm, and I think these are all of the farms that I can actually put into my Monkeyopolis. Like, there's no other ones in which I can reach. We will eventually put the overclock on this farm, so then eventually we can go down to that. Don't worry, I'm keeping track of these. Oh, the shrapnel, got it. I was going to say those camo pink balloons are about to make their way to the exit. Geraldino, what are you doing, my friend? Geraldino did not appreciate being called Geraldino. Alright, now we're going to pop you. Okay, the crossbow, I forgot you can actually hit them. Right, you will absolutely be able to do this elite phase. You will not be able, to go to the exit of the track. It's going to take a long time to pop, which is a little concerning. You do have slightly more HP and slightly more speed? Yeah, slightly more HP and a bit more speed. Okay, you're going to drag those towards you, which is not that ideal. Okay, what do I do here? I think we should build our Monkeyopolis when our overclock is at the ready. You're only in range of a few of them. Hopefully once we get overclock up and running on this, we'll be able to reach the other two. And that is that. We have our 6th farm Monkeyopolis up in action before round 50. It's not a great Monkeyopolis, but it's going to suffice as our Monkeyopolis. Okay? Just don't judge me for my inactions. You know what? Let's make our monetary gains even higher with the crossbow master down here by pairing it with a monkey city. And when the balloons are rubber to golded. Okay, we're getting a banana central now, and I did not mean to press the crusher. Not like I'm relying on it again in this run. Right, it's ultra boosting time, which means you will now ultra boost our banana central up here. Okay, I should have done this sooner, but I'm going to get ourselves a monkey city for this Monkeyopolis. Give it another 15% boost in your economy. Right, the end of round 59, and you know what that's going to mean when it comes to our defenses. That is right. We are going the HAD mode today. H-A-D, as you can see, HAD. I mean, the Phayze had its existence until it met the mad. But I think our future is secured. I think so anyways. I mean, just look at it. Look at this thing's destruction. I mean, we are on one of the easiest maps of the game, which can be definitely telling of our success here. Put the missile over there. And we're going to put ourselves another farm of some kind. The Monkeyonomics. I forgot your name there. Okay. Round 62. Kind of blocking this, but not to worry. Hopefully Crossbow Master saves the day here. Oh, we're on the verge of this extinction here because of this round. Oh my god, that's a lot of... Oh, no. Hopefully I can crush some of these. Crush some of those. Oh gosh, that's so much PS to try and get through round 63. I forgot how horrifying that can be at times if you are not prepared. Round 64 also looks a bit scary here. I think it's just because of the speed in which I just crushed those fiends in. I'm going to put down another crossbow master over here, really. And then a ultra juggernaut. Right, after we deal with this threat, we're definitely going into engineer mode for the day. But please, ceramics, would you stop blocking the mad projectiles? So the plan here is simple. A 0-2-4 village in order to give this thing camo detection, but also these two camo detection as well. So that any camo balloons which are along here can still be affected by both. But I'm going to delay the XXXL trap so that then balloons can be rubber to gold, and this thing can collect even more money thanks to both being under rubber to gold with the balloons and Monkey City just being there. You hear that chining? You hear the rubber to gold being affecting the balloons? Here we are. The strategy for the monies, and this thing will generate a lot of money. You know what, let's add a third rubber to gold just in case we don't get all of them under the rubber to gold. And I think around 74 we have everything that we need in order to pull off the greatest heist of the century. Well, not this one actually, but it will at some point be the greatest heist of the century. Not you as well, or Boomerang, or a ninja. Maybe at some other point in the future we'll perform the greatest heist of all time, sorry. Despite the entry of the TAC Paragon a few updates ago, I still think that the best primary Paragon that we have so far in the game is the Glaive Dominus. Now I think this is quite a neat spot for the Apex Plasma Master because it's got to be able to ricochet off different objects throughout the map, and if it's able to aim over here, then the Crusher is a very good point along with these scrapped cars as well in order to actually bounce off again and again and again. Then there's also the boxes and Rip Balloon Shipper again. I don't think it can actually go over, yeah, can go over these fences, which is unfortunate. Just anything with the red line of obscurity. Though we can get a Glaive Dominus at this given point in time, we can't max out his gauge at this given point in time, so let us wait for that. In the meantime though, it is time for you all to go down. Oh, the radar jammer was up. How you jamming? With a specific monkey knowledge point, if you activate turbocharge, you temporarily give your tier 4 or above middle path boomerang camo detection, and obviously you can decamoufy by using an ultra boost, but that's not always going to work because it can just simply give its camo status back, and hopefully we are able to tear down this layer with a bunch of ricochet stuff. Don't worry, at some point you will go down just like that. Hopefully able to reach up there where Phayze is, otherwise we might be in a bit of a bother here. I've forgotten about the fact that I did lose quite a few lives throughout this scenario. Okay, you're being drawn. Okay, you can't quite reach up there. Perhaps putting the Dark Paragon up here instead would have been a bit better. But you know what? I'm absolutely fine because now we are going to get ourselves the Glaive Dominus at level 61. This will be able to help us out here. Okay, maybe this is not as good of a spot as I thought it was for the APM. 1,060,000 and 773,000. Yeah, a 6 farm absorbed Monkeyopolis while all of them are BOFs is not outperforming a fertilized, ultra boosted, Monkey City influenced Banana Central. I am liberating you, balloons, from the pain of existing by either being popped by my sharp projectiles or being succumbed to a trap. Do not resist, balloons. Do not resist your destiny of being popped. None of you shall escape my wrath. I just wish you would not push out your Moe press attacks. Not cool, bruh. Okay, degree, not a degree. Tier 4 Elite Phase on Scrapyard. How much scrap can we put you in? Again, Bloon Ship was a good example of what's going to happen to you. Except we didn't even get a choice with the Bloon Ship. It just ended up like that. Ninja Kiwi knows how to troll the community by giving us one of our beloved towers from the previous game to here, and then think there's a good idea to just dangle the carrot in front of us by giving us a scrapped version of it. I suppose it is Scrapyard. Okay, you are going to be outside of our range, which is not that ideal, but our projectiles can still get to you in the form of attacks like this. Yeah, the Glaive Dominus is absolutely shredding all of this, outperforming the Apex Blaster Master, which is surprising because I thought it would be much better on this map, but it could just be the position that I've had it in. I think that's definitely it. The position that I have my APM is not very good whatsoever. Perhaps over here would have been better for the early and mid game. At least at this spot, the Apex Blaster Master can cover the exit a bit more, which is very good. Very nice. Okay, last skull down. Now it's just the rest of this to go, and we should be on our way. And I have neglected our PPTs, Paragon Power Totems, because I have been distracted by the destruction of Elite Phayze. Come on, please go down. Please go down. You are being utterly shredded. As you say, absolutely shredded. Okay, 2,075,001. Ninja Kiwi, can you please tell me how you calculated that we needed another 1 along this slider? Oh well, every little helps, and we do get a degree. Nice. Those sentry guns are the more expensive cross paths. I would rather not have a screen full of lag because of the fact that I have 15 million different sentry turrets being spawned by my tier 4 or below engineers. But we are a degree away from getting major boosts on this Paragon. It's just really satisfying to get a particular number. No references whatsoever. If you click Geraldo enough times, I swear the only line he comes up with is, "Everything has a cost." I suppose he's just had enough of us of clicking on him every time we want one of these totems. At least that's a different line. Right, last round before the last tier of this boss event. I think I said it right this time. Okay, you have generated over 450,000 moolah there, Mr. XXXL Trap. Obviously, this gives a bit of a false reading because it just gathers everything that is within its radius. 3.5 million. Obviously, you had both of these put to... Am I not doing that? Right, now let's sell everything that we have here and see what kind of degree that we can get for the Master Builder. You have been very good for me, Alchemist, but it's time for you to go. Giving me some lovely gold from rubber, but now it's time for... Oh, will you shut up, Geraldo? I've had enough of that line now. Okay, so let's see what degree we can get from this Master Builder. 1.6 million. Don't have anything else I can sell, do I? No, aside from Geraldo himself. It is curious as to what degree we're going to get. And we're going to degree level... Okay. The jokes just write themselves. Excellent. Okay. 4 paragons here between 60 and 70 in strength. Well, between 61 and 69. But we should be able to get through this with these 4 paragons. Obviously, with you being the weakest of them all, but still very strong. Very strong indeed. Lovely jubbly. Okay, now I should put down some stuff that will help us out here. You're going to be there, unleashing your full wrath. Keep a cursor over you. I'm going to put you over there. Now, for some reason, I think the Master Builder is going to be very, very good here. Like, really, really good. I'm going to put you over here, actually. Yeah, putting these turrets on these boxes are really good. Just so that we have some coverage of the map rather than being coned in by these boxes. Okay, no VTSG in this scenario, but we should be good. Okay, so that's 4 million. Okay, yeah, that's 13 million because you've been here for more time than the engineer here. But alas, I think we are in a very good position here. You are more than, probably about halfway through the map now, but you are more than halfway through your HP, so that's very good. The Senate Shadow obviously is a global tower with its talismans. Talismans being the equivalent of the Master Bomber's attacks rather than bombs. It's mythical talismans that can just rip apart balloons like if they're nothing. Although in this case we are doing this some level of good, as in removing its existence. Here we go, here we go. We have done very well here today with obviously the Apex Plasma Master not performing as well as I thought it was going to be. But then again, it is your bottom of the mill Paragon, unfortunately. If you are a Dark Monkey fan, it is the OG of all monkeys, but obviously there is some limitations when it comes to being the cheapest of them all. So 69 Ascended Shadow 22.4 million, Glaive Dominus 61 at 20.6 million, and the Master Builder at 13.9 million. So even though this has only been around for, well, 9 rounds, it's definitely outperformed you. You were just not it. But then again, your positioning is just not it. Maybe if I put you up there, you would have performed better because, like I said earlier, you'll be able to cover the beginning and the middle. But again, you wouldn't be able to cover the end that easily. So that could be a thing. You were our exit coverer. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. Please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And yeah, the last boss event of update 48. And then the next time we face you, we will have the wildest cow monkey of the West. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everybody.